Things have taken a serious turn for the Bruins when it comes to the Rasmus Andersson trade talks, as a brand new report from Elliotte Friedman has revealed that the Bruins are in a much better spot than everybody initially thought, and also comparing to the remainder of the NHL. We're going to be breaking down this report, going over what it means for the Boston Bruins, as well as how things have taken a much different turn with a new deal may be coming when it does come to this trade. And the recent reports that have dropped from yesterday, the reported trade involving Mason Lohrei, the 2-goal scorer from last night, and how a few interesting things have dropped from this. We're going to be breaking down the latest and what we may see come out from this report and how things are going to play out when it does come down to a trade that is set to be happening over the coming days. Now, before we do get into all of the news today, this video is brought to you by Kalshi. When you download Kalshi using the link below and enter the partner code DIGESTNHL, you get $20 when you trade your first 100. Kalshi is the largest prediction market in the US, and on their platform, you can trade yes or no on real-life events, sports, elections, news, pretty much everything. They have you covered. Whether you're in California, Texas, or Massachusetts, like the majority of Bruins fans, Kalshi is live in all 50 states, anywhere across the country. And for sports fans, you can trade on game outcomes, playoff chances, player performances, even individual things like goals, assists, rebounds, shots, three-pointers, everything. They have you covered, but it's all in a regulated market where you can cash out at any time. And looking at the Jack Adams Award, I wanted to pull this up because we have seen some good things from Marco Sturm this season. If this Bruins team continues to go, and as they're currently on a 6-game win streak, Marco Sturm will significantly climb this up, and it's worth trading yes on this after some numbers that we have seen crazily over the past couple of days hit. And also, with tomorrow being the college football playoff championship game, it's a pretty interesting trade here with Indiana at 75%, with Miami being at 25%. And Carson Beck may throw out some crazy ones here, but I'm leaning yes on Indiana here. But it's genuinely a smarter way to use your sports and news knowledge. You can close position whenever you want, so be sure to go download Kalshi using the link below. Enter the partner code DIGESTNHL, just like you see on your screen here, to get a $20 bonus. And thank you to Kalshi once again for sponsoring this video. Now, going into everything, let's get a little bit under our belt. Back to what we've seen over the past couple of days. This was a reported deal that has been rumored. Of course, nothing is official as of just yet. Now, looking at how things are playing, this is a little bit earlier pre-recorded than what it's coming out as. So, Lohrei, Poitras, and a first-round pick, which would be the Leafs, is the current reported deal. Now, stemming from this, of course, Mason Lohrei having 2 goals last night. Very, very good, to see there. Matt Poitras, someone who has yet to play for the Bruins in this season, although we have seen him. And a 2026 first-round pick, like we've discussed, very tough ask to give up, even though Rasmus Andersson fits exactly what the Bruins would need. This report came out from Elliotte Friedman, dropping this new information. Andersson trade talks are continuing. Nothing expected tonight, which, of course, this did come out last night, so this could be today, tomorrow, somewhere over the coming days, but we did see Rasmus Andersson hug his teammates after the game. The Flames have called teams asking for their best offer. Friedman says Boston is the driver's seat and believes they're the only team that have been given permission to talk to him. So this changes everything we initially thought. They're the only team that, at least right now, has the permission to talk to Rasmus Andersson about a contract extension, which we have seen really being the driving force of this trade. Nobody seems to want to do this deal unless it is to be confirmed that they are getting an extension. And this can change kind of the thought process, not just from the Bruins, but the rest of the NHL. If no other team has been given or will be given permission to talk extension with Andersson and his agent, the Bruins may be able to go out here and spend a little bit less. Now, let me explain why. Given the scenario, teams will not want to pay for Rasmus Andersson, or as much as there has been reported, if they cannot guarantee an extension. The Bruins then could lower their offer, but still be the best if the Flames are desperate enough. And it certainly seems like they are, because Rasmus Andersson is someone that has been on a contract negotiation, conversation, trade talks for what feels like several months now. So at this point, the Bruins being number one is a very good sign. And like we've been talking about, like I've said, been given everything that we have, the information here from his projected WAR at 24%, the even strength defense at 7%, penalty kill at 22, everything else being pretty solid. This may not look very good, but it still fits exactly what the Bruins need, what they're looking for, especially given what a possible pairing could be. And at $4.5 million this year, he's costing nothing. That's a very exciting thing to see for this team, because that means if they continue to win, they add Rasmus Andersson, they will continue to add here in this season. Of course, there's been links to Kiefer Sherwood, who kind of in the same boat when it comes to trade talks. They've been ongoing for quite some time. Nobody thinks that Kiefer Sherwood is worth the $5 to $6 million he wants, or the first round pick, but I'm saying Rasmus Andersson is. And, I think that's probably not the popular opinion, but given how things look, and when you're looking at the possible lines here, let me pull those up, because if you look at this right now, Asbro is on the first line with McAvoy. Whether or not that sticks is to be determined. Elias Lindholm is off the IR, of course, great signs there, and Zadorov has been remaining here. McAvoy will remain on the first line. Jokiharju will likely drop down to the third. If Mason Lohrei's in this deal, he's going to be out of this lineup. That means Andrew Peeke has the opportunity to be traded away, staying as a seventh defenseman until Jordan Harris returns healthy, and Rasmus Andersson slotting in on the second line with his former line mate, Nikita Zadorov. So that opens a very interesting door to Zadorov's defensive ability, Rasmus Andersson's offensive ability, the fact they already have chemistry. It's a very important thing to look at how that will play out as well, rather than just looking at this chart here, because that will, first of all, alter, because the Bruins are a better team than the Flames. The Flames have been kind of a bit weird all over the place the past couple of seasons, so you may not be surprised to see that projected WAR, or that percentile of WAR, go back up to that 23-24 kind of timeline. And, given the trade, even though you may be paying a little bit more, like I said, that could drop. But at this point right now, when you're going to get an extension at $8.4 million for 7 years, a very reasonable extension for who the player is, how we know he can perform when he's at his best, or even paired with someone that works out well. And the fact that the Bruins have a lot of cap space to work with over the coming seasons. This is what they're looking for. This is the perfect fit. And having that possibility at what right now still could be a lower trade, but even at this one that we've been seeing, the one that has been kind of floating around here, it's not a bad deal. I think the one thing that I would try to alter, and like I said in yesterday's video, is the fact that that 2026 first-round pick is a very tough one to give up due to how bunched up the standings are right now. The Leafs could easily drop to the bottom in, a 3-game period of them losing with everybody else winning. So that would be the only thing I would really be willing to change. Matt Poitras, I think it's really time for him to have a new, area to play with. Mason Lohrei hasn't been great. When he's been good, he's been good. One example was last night, but I think there's so many options right now that would help out this team. Rasmus Andersson is the one, and you're going to pay to get him. Whatever happens, the price may be lowered, and if that is the case, that would be huge for the Bruins, but things like this, with the way they're heating up, and once again, I'll pull up this quote from Elliotte Friedman, how things are playing out. They are the only team that is capable of talking extension at this point and being allowed to talk at this point, so I'm liking what we're seeing, and I'm liking how things are playing out here. So let me know what you think about these updates here in the comments below. Are you kind of enticed by the idea of a possible Rasmus Andersson trade because of where we're in extension category? And also, let me know what you think about that report where they are the only team allowed to talk. Do you think this will help out the Bruins in what could be a lower offer than a first, Lohrei, and Poitras? Let me know what you think in the comments below, but we're going to be keeping you up to date with everything along the way here. I'm very, very, positive we're going to have a video coming out later today as well with more information being dropped if the trade doesn't. So be sure to hit the sub button if you want to stay up to date with everything Bruins. We have videos coming out here daily. You won't want to miss it, but that's all I got. If you did enjoy, give it a like, hit the sub button as well. I'm signing out. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.